Oh yeah, this is happening. Clone Wars is back. Yay! Hi guys, and once again I'm going to be wacky. Anyway, happy Friday. First time I've really picked up and decided to record anything all week, simply because the last two videos I've posted for you guys have been really long. So I decided just to do a really quick, short one this week, just to let you guys know what's going on. I'm totally in my happy place right now because today was the season premiere of the final season of Clone Wars. That sounded rude, but yeah, today was the day season 7 of Clone Wars finally started airing. It has been like years. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am totally in my happy place. The first arc of the season is Bad Batch, which has me so flippin' excited. And the thing is for like there were a couple storylines you could actually go on to like ThinkStarWars.com and see, because I think the Utapau arc with the Kyber Crystal and Bad Batch were two of the arcs that they rough animated and did voices with, not complete animation, but you could go and see them and watch them. So you were able to go do that. So I was super excited to see that Bad Batch was one of the ones they were going to do. Oh my gosh, I have a big red dot on my nose. Because it was one of the unfinished ones. And I think basically what they did is they went and said, okay, which stories do fans want to see the most? We want to see Ahsoka because we have that wonderful novel, but we want to know what happens. So we're getting the Siege of Mandalore and Ahsoka's arc, and then of course Bad Batch. I mean, that was next to Ahsoka. That was the one I really wanted to see, was Bad Batch. So I'm super happy that they're starting off with Bad Batch. I am loving it. Oh my gosh, the first episode, somebody posted online that as soon as they heard the music and as soon as they heard the narration, they were just back to watching Clone Wars. And that is really what it felt like. I came into Clone Wars after it had ended, but seeing and hearing the music, oh my gosh, it was just a rush. It was amazing. The moral, everything. Bad Batch, oh, I love it. Experimental Clone Force 99. I'm insanely in love with those guys. Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, and Crosshair. And I will say my favorite out of all of Bad Batch is Tech. I freaked out when I saw the preview and Tech removed part of his helmet. I'm like, oh my god, it looks like he's wearing glasses. He really is wearing glasses. That got me super excited because I don't think I've ever seen another character in Star Wars who wears anything resembling glasses. Like they usually have like cybernetic eyes or something. So I'm like, oh my god, he's actually wearing glasses, and oh my god, he's a freaking geek whose head is just like full of useless random information. That's basically me. Like I just have a ton of random useless stuff I've memorized over the years. So I'm like, oh my god, it's me. And so I absolutely love Tech. It was like, it was amazing. I'm sorry if I'm getting excited. But Clone Wars is super cool. It's super amazing. I'm sad that we are only getting 12 episodes. So after today, there's only 11 episodes left. They will air them once a week on Fridays. So you can go. That will be when a new episode is posted. I am super in love. I'm super hyped. Actually, the funny thing is originally Clone Wars was the whole reason why I wanted to get Disney Plus. When they announced the 7th season of Clone Wars and they said, oh, it's going to be on the new Disney streaming service, that is why I originally wanted to get Disney Plus. It really wasn't, hadn't heard anything about Marvel or anything like that. Clone Wars was the only show I had heard that was going to be on Disney Plus, and that was the reason I wanted to get it. And so then they started saying, oh, we're going to do a show for Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're going to do one called WandaVision. We're going to do one called Loki. We're going to do one about the history of Disney. We're going to do one about all this and that. And so Clone Wars is what got me interested in Disney Plus. Everything that came afterward just hammered into my mind that Disney Plus was a good investment. And you know what? It is. I'm standing by my crazy decision to pay all that money for 3 years of Disney Plus because it was totally worth it. I am loving Disney Plus. I don't watch it as much as I should simply because I'm trying to finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Netflix before the new season starts this year. And I'm almost done. I'm on season 6, and boy, did it get creepy and weird fast. But I'm loving it. but I still stand by my decision. I still say if you can afford Disney Plus and you're a huge Disney or Marvel or Star Wars fan, I highly, highly, highly recommend Disney Plus. The only MCU movies I don't think you're going to get on Disney Plus are going to be the 2 Spider-Man movies, the 2 Tom Holland movies. Well, any of the Spider-Man. So any of the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland. They're not on Disney Plus. I don't think they're going to be on Disney Plus in the foreseeable future. But every other MCU movie is going to be on there at some point. They just added, I want to say, they just added Black Panther and I think Captain Marvel. I know for sure they added Black Panther. So Black Panther has just been updated. And of course, they got the older movies. Like my mom freaked out because she was scanning it the other day and she saw that they had Gus, which is this movie we used to watch a bunch of times when I was younger about a donkey that becomes a football player. And my mom is obsessed with donkeys, and so we used to watch that movie a lot. It was one of my favorite Disney movies as a kid, so she was really, really excited to see Gus. And so, yeah, so they have like Gus and Herbie and anything to your heart content. So I cannot stress this enough. I know I've said this before and I'm not getting paid to say this. Please, I highly, highly, highly recommend Disney Plus if you're a Disney fan, if you're a Star Wars fan, if you are a Marvel fan, Nat Geo, anything like that. I highly recommend Disney Plus. I actually think, I mean, we have Netflix, but I actually think investment wise, for the variety you get, Netflix does have some really cool shows. But for me personally, I think I would pick Disney Plus over Netflix. And I have both. And I do watch both. Like I said, Agents of Shield is currently on Netflix. And I do watch The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And I did like Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. And they do have some Asian dramas on there I like to watch. But for the most part, if I had to pick one going forward, I would pick Disney Plus over Netflix because um, I just think I would watch. I'm enjoying Disney Plus more. I think I like the variety more. Um, they definitely have more shows I would watch. I mean, literally right now, the only show I'm watching on Netflix is Agents of Shield. I have a list of shows I want to watch, but for the most part, I'm just watching one, and it's and I'm still and Chilling Adventures just came out with like the third or fourth season. So I have to watch that, but really on Netflix, I'm usually only watching a couple shows, and Disney Plus, it has like a ton of shows. So, plus it's all my childhood, so I'm awesome. So I definitely would say, personally for me, I would pick Disney Plus over Netflix just because I think it's got a more family friendly variety. It has a lot more shows and movies I'm interested in watching. And actually, when you price it out by the month, Disney Plus is cheaper than Netflix. Disney Plus is $6.99 a month or $69.99 for an entire year. I'm not sure how much my mom is paying for Netflix, but I know she's paying more than I am currently for Disney Plus because I paid for 3 years. And so because I got a special deal, I'm only paying like my deal altogether is like $4 a month. And I paid that all off at once. So that's awesome. So I'm super, super excited I did that. So yay! So done with the Star Wars news, even though I am wearing a Star Wars shirt. Updates on my personal life, nothing too major. I did have my meeting with my advisor last week. I filed an SAP appeal to see if I can get more funds for my education. I have not heard back about my appeal, either good or bad. So my advisor actually emailed me a couple days ago, and I told her, she asked me if I had heard back, and I said I haven't heard anything back. I know I filed the appeal. I'm debating, should I file a second one? Did the first one not go through? And she emailed me back and she told me not to file a second one, give it a few more days because they could be backed up. They probably haven't gotten to it yet. So I am going to wait till like next Wednesday or Thursday, and if I haven't heard anything either positive or negative by then, I'm going to email her and let her know, go, hey, I haven't heard back from my appeal. But like I said, as she told me, the good news is that I am actually like a few steps ahead of where everybody else is at this process, to the point where most people aren't filing appeals yet. They haven't really looked at classes yet. Whereas I have just been on the ball because I just want to get everything lined up and set up and everything good so I can just start and not have to worry about like anything else. And this is actually the same thing I did when I went to Davenport in the first place, because I started Davenport in, I want to say, in 2012. And I was coming out of Northern Michigan where I had spent a semester and I had basically a breakdown. I'm a warrior. That is true. And so my parents pulled me out of out of NMU and my mom decided to send me to Davenport to get my accounting degree. And so like I came home, and like a week after I came home, like a week or 2 weeks after I came home, I was sitting in the office at Davenport having a meeting with an advisor, getting enrolled, getting everything started, and I started school that January. So um I that's what I'm enjoying so far about Davenport is if you want to get everything done ahead of time, if you don't really want to stop or think, or you just want to get everything done, they will work with you and you can get ahead of the game and you can get everything lined up so everything's good. And the advisors are really nice. My mom's advisor is like in touch with her on a regular basis. My advisor will be, it's not like at Northern. That's one thing I have to say is I love Northern Michigan. It was a great school, but like I said, it was like my first time away from home for any prolonged period, and I did not have my anxiety in check yet. So I had some issues, but I did enjoy it up there. However, the system was kind of weird. I went up there for orientation. That's where I found out who my advisor was and stuff. And so I thought I had an advisor, and then they're like, okay, you have to meet with your advisor, talk with your classes for the next semester. And I knew I was getting ready to switch majors because I am not good with computers at all. Making art on the computer and stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm getting distracted by my bangs. I got my hair cut, and the guy who cut my hair trimmed my bangs, and he did it really badly. So now they're growing out, but they're growing out in weird angles, and it's driving me bonkers. So I'm going to have to trim them again soon. But I went, and it said I didn't have an advisor, and I'm like, wait a minute. My advisor is my graphic design teacher. So it was really weird and totally odd, but I did it, and I came back home, and my advisor has really been on the ball with me. She didn't have to email to check on me about my SAP. She could have just said, okay, here's the letter I wrote for you. Good luck. Let me know. And it says she's checking up and going, hey, and she's going to help me. She's the one who's probably going to help me do my internship and stuff like that. And so, yeah, it's been really nice so far. Little nerve-wracking, a little nervous because I really do want these funds to come through so I can do my degree in as little time as possible, especially since the internship thing. There's a reason why I'm waiting until next spring and summer to do it. One, it's one of the last things I have to do for my bachelor's, and two, spring and summer would be easier for me to do it because I still don't have a car. I just have my bike. Midland's not that big. I can bike anywhere, so I'm actually looking forward to it. If you guys can't tell, I have my blinds closed because it's really bright out, but it is a gorgeous day. I think we have one more day of nasty weather, and that's going to be, I think, next Monday and Tuesday. But other than that, it's supposed to be gorgeous. Tomorrow's supposed to be gorgeous. Sunday's supposed to be gorgeous. I'm planning on taking a walk. I don't remember the last time I took a walk. Just to take a walk. I think I haven't done that since the half marathon when I was doing that for Run Disney. So I haven't done that in a while, and I've been missing it, and I want to get outdoors. I am desperate for fresh air and sunshine. So Sunday I'm probably going to walk a couple miles just so I can get out of the house so I don't go bonkers. And then hopefully in a few weeks the snow will be melted and the weather will be nice. I can get my tires pumped full of air, and then I can start going out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for like a 6 to 8 mile bike ride. Yeah, I'm ambitious. It was one of the few funny things Mrs. Defina, the woman I worked with on Mackinac Island in 2018, ever said. She came up to me one day at work. I had the next day off, and she goes, so what are you planning on doing on your day off? And I'm like, well, I got some shopping I want to do and hang out, but I'm planning on going on hiking to go see Crack in the Isle and Cave in the Woods, which are these two like natural formations on Mackinac Island. And Mackinac Island's only 3 miles across, but it's very hilly. If you go to my page, there's a playlist from Mackinac Island in 2018. And she called me very ambitious because that is actually quite a hike, because for most of it, you are actually going uphill. Like right at the start, you're going uphill, and then you have to go further and further and further, and it can get really, really confusing. So she called me very ambitious that was what I wanted to do, was go on this kind of, for a city girl, kind of a hike. And I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. And I actually had fun. It was nice, although Crack in the Island was literally just a giant crack. And I'm like, oh. But it was really cute. My mom, a coworker, had a little boy, and her little boy, she told her little, they were going up there to Mackinac Island, so my mom was talking about it. And she told this little boy that I went to Kraken the Island, and the little boy thought that meant Mackinac Island was breaking in half. So when my dad came up to visit, I sent him back with a map and a little note to the boy saying, "Hey, so this is a map to help you find your way. FYI, Kraken the Island is just this big opening in the ground. Mackinac Island's not breaking in half." I just thought that was freaking cute. But then again, we live in Michigan and we believe Mackinac Island's on the back of a turtle. So yeah, it was fun. Other news, my mom is getting ready to go away. She leaves Sunday morning. They changed her flight, so she has to leave even earlier to get to the airport. So I might not be able to tell her goodbye. I might have to tell her bye Saturday night. And like I said, we will not see her again till Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. So she will not be here for like 3 days, but I'm hoping she has fun. I know she's going for work because she's going for training, but I still hope she has fun. She will be warmer because she is going to Atlanta, so she will be warmer than where we are. It's supposed to be 40 on Sunday, and I'm like, heat wave! Like, seriously, anything 40 is a heat wave in Michigan during winter. Just an FYI if you come here. Also, just an FYI, if you do come here, make sure you bring a light jacket with you, even if it's July or August. Just a friendly message. It does get chilly here in the summer, so always bring a jacket. Like when we go on trips, we usually bring a jacket in the morning, even if we don't need it by the time we get to our destination. Still a smart thing to bring. So she's going off. She's going to have fun. She's a little bit nervous because this is her first time flying as a diabetic, and so she's traveled before since getting her diagnosis of diabetes, but she's never flown, so she's a little bit, I don't want to say nervous, but she is kind of like, what am I actually told her, yes, you can take your diabetic supplies, yes, you can take some protein drinks, some shakes, so you have food, because she also has like a ton of food allergies. But she's still kind of nervous. She's like, can I take this? Can I take this? Can I take this? So she is kind of a little bit nervous. She has just had to go get her birth certificate, which is really interesting to look at. Because my mom was raised by her grandparents and not her parents. And so she wasn't actually adopted by my great grandparents. They just raised her and had custody of her. So my mom never had like a copy of her birth certificate. So she just had to order one, and it came yesterday, and she showed it to me, and it was really weird because everything for her dad was listed as unknown, like his name, where he was from, everything was unknown, and just everything about my grandma was filled out. Because my grandma had my mom when she was like 18. So I know two things about my mom's biological dad. I know he was German, apparently, and his parents were German at the very least. He is of Germanic ancestry, and he's dead. Those are the only two things I know. And I know one other thing. His wife gave my mom like baby clothes. So that's like the three things I know. And I know a couple things. I know he had kids. Like he had kids, and my mom has like half brothers and sisters she's never met. So I have an entire side of the family I don't know, which is kind of annoying because I really wish I did know more about my mom's dad. But at the same time, I'm kind of grateful I don't, because I already have a huge family. Okay, my dad had 9 siblings, my mom had 4, and most of them had like 2+ kids, so I'm good. I would love to learn more about my mom's bio dad, but you know what? I already have a big enough family with more issues than I care to think about, so I'm good. I'm good with having about 200 relatives. I don't need to add another 50. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm just happy this year I don't think any of my cousins are pregnant. That's the thing for many years in my family. It's always been, okay, who's pregnant and who's graduating this year? Oh, and who's getting married? Thankfully, there's been been a year where nobody's pregnant, nobody's getting married, and I don't think anyone's graduating. Thank you, Jesus. No, it's been bad. I mean, there have been some years where my family's had like 3 or 4 weddings, and I'm like, oh, dear Lord, shoot me now. I complain, but I actually do like coming from a big family, because I think in this day and age, coming from such a big family is really unique. Because when I tell people, yeah, my dad is the 9 of 10 kids, people are like, huh? And I'm like, what, do you all not have like families. Like I had a friend and I made a joke. He said, he's going to our family reunion. There's going to be like 50 people. And I'm like, that's not a family reunion. A family reunion is when you have such a big family that people just randomly drop in because you can't get all 190 of you into the same place at one time. Yeah, I complain, but I love having a big family. It's kind of nice because I grew up and there was always somebody to play with at family gatherings. There's always something going on. It was nice. So, yep. And now I'm rambling and this vlog is supposed to be short. So I'm going to end it here for right now. I think, oh, if you guys want, I'm going to start pushing myself to be using my Instagram more. I'm going to start trying to post stories and stuff. And I do link my Instagram and the info section. So if you guys want, go check out my Instagram. I'm going to really try to push myself to use it more. It helps that I've discovered all these cool effects. So really, I encourage you guys to check out my Instagram. If you have any advice for me on how to make my Instagram better, like tricks and tips, let me know because I need the help. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to vlog next week. So that's one reason why I want you guys to go check out Instagram if you can. Because on Instagram is where I'll be posting my reactions to the Clone Wars episodes every week. I'm not going to give anything away. It'll just be my initial reactions. So next week I probably will not vlog. So do not be surprised if you don't see a video from me up here. But I will be doing stuff over on Instagram at least on Fridays so that I can talk to you guys about the Clone Wars. So yay! So with that being said, I'm going to head out for the week. Everybody stay safe, stay sane. I am sending you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.